So today you're gonna meet Obud, who's part of the Lakota Indian tribe, and you're gonna find out exactly what happens at a Native American powwow in the United States. And by the time you finish this lesson, you'll be able to meaningfully talk about what you know about Native Americans when you have conversations like these with native speakers.
In this unit, you are going to learn some wider, broader perspectives about America, about what it means to be an American. And this is different depending on the population you're talking to. Of course it is, right? So, for example, I grew up in Carson City, Nevada, and right next to my town, there was a huge Indian reservation. I played basketball on this Indian reservation. Do I look Native American? No, I do not. However, I am 1/16 Cherokee. I am. If you talk to any American, they probably have some Native American, don't say Indian, they have some Native American in their ancestry. Of course, right? We have shared this country since the English came over, okay? So today you are going to meet a Lakota man. Now the Lakota tribes have their reservations mostly in North and South Dakota. And if you ask him what it means to be an American compared to me, for example, very different perspectives, of course. So one thing about this man, he does have a slight speech impediment. You'll notice that his S's are a little softer, okay? So that might take some getting used to understanding him. Feel free to rewind and watch the video part of the lesson as many times as you need. Now, the one vocab word that you might not know, which he mentions, is regalia. I love this word. Regalia describes all of the costume parts that belong to like a traditional, serious, meaningful costume, okay? Including the accessories, the elaborate parts of the costume, right? Regalia, all the parts of a costume or getup that we use in a serious or more formal occasion. Regalia. Okay. Your task, guys, what I need you to do is take notes on the following questions. All right, first, how does he describe his reservation? How does he describe his Indian reservation? Now, in this case, Indian is okay. It's used as the adjective for reservation, okay? How does he describe his Indian reservation? Question number 2, what does he say about a powwow? I don't know if you've learned that word, but you're going to find out what it is. So what does he say about a powwow? And then last question, what is an example he gives of corruption? Okay, this is probably going to surprise you. It surprised me. Okay, so there's 3 questions for you to think about. Take notes, listen carefully, all right? And I will see you for the answers.
My name is Obud Lacombe, and I work here at the gift shop at the Alta Lakota Museum.
Okay.
I am Lakota Indian. I've got French blood in me, hence Lacombe.
Oh.
I am from a reservation 30 miles north of here.
Okay.
My tribe is about 800 on the reservation, 1,400 total population that are probably off, you know.
Awesome.
We're nestled along the Missouri River.
So let me ask you a kind of existential question to start off. What is your philosophy on life?
My philosophy on life is there's a lot to offer, and I've experienced leaving my reservation a long time ago. I got to grab onto some of that, you know, opportunities.
Yeah.
And everything in our culture, it makes a circle. And I went out there in this world, and I came back.
Yeah.
And yeah, I got to experience what it's like out there, and I know what to deal with.
I like that.
And I think it's awesome. We got a beautiful country.
Mm-hmm.
And back home on our reservation, it's very beautiful there. Don't get me wrong, It is. It's very beautiful. Rolling hills, the river. Our people are a strong people.
Yeah.
Very cultured. We have a powwow once a year.
What's a powwow?
A powwow is when we gather. It's our annual fair. We'll have a powwow, a rodeo, softball games. But the powwow is a gathering of our people.
Yeah.
Reunion type like, and a lot of dancing all weekend long.
Awesome.
Contests for fun. Showing off their regalias.
And do people from outside the reservation come onto the reservation for the
They
powwow?
do. They're
Okay.
more than welcome to come to the powwow.
Okay.
It's an open powwow. We have a lot of interpreters, to explain what it is
Yeah.
and what to expect and what each dance, is about, the meaning, and the outside is very welcomed. It's held the second weekend in August.
Cool. Sounds cool.
Yes, and we have a casino there. We've got like a casino, we've got gas station, grocery store. We've got the amenities that people wouldn't have
How would you say that the U.S. government treats the reservation and just kind of the people on the reservation?
Well, the government, as always has been, it was not fair. We've had to deal with it. A lot of corruption within our tribal councils, but everything's coming to a head. People are bringing up, asking questions and this and that.
Good.
So people are got to speak up for what's not being answered, and they got to be responsible for their actions. And,
Absolutely.
and so it's with the government and our own. It's how do I say it's there.
There.
It's known.
The corruption. Yeah, corruption. Can you give us an example of, real quick, like an example of corruption? Like what?
There's money being spent on tribal programs that aren't being addressed or as far as accounted for.
Yeah.
And that's right now we're in a turmoil of about $20 million that's unaccounted for.
Okay. Wow.
And so with this new election 2 years ago, we thought maybe we could get some answers from that. And it's been 2 years later. This year's our second or another meeting or voting for a new council member. And we're going to have to see what it brings up then.
Yeah.
But it's everywhere, and mainly we got the government on the outside, plus ours on the inside. And a lot of people just kind of deal with it.
Turn their head.
There's a lot that make a difference, and there's some that don't.
I see. Interesting.
But we're a strong voice that want to be heard.
Absolutely.
And we do have a lot of support on our res.
One last question. What is your favorite memory from living? You lived on the reservation as a kid. But do you have any favorite memory, or vision when you look back, you think about it? Anything that just makes you feel great to think about?
Just knowing that I'm Native American and living on a reservation, and it being so beautiful. We've got 3 big hills that come into our little reservation, and it's nestled along the river. The view every day, it's just awe-inspiring. It's it's inspirational. That'll always be with me from when I was a kid, growing up, leaving, coming home, showing people how the beauty of it. And that's about my main memory of being from my res growing up. Is the beauty of it.
Love it.
I want to go to his Indian reservation. It sounds gorgeous. Okay, so the description he gives, he talks about rolling hills, a river. He talks about the strong, cultured people. And you can tell in his description that he has such deep love and connection for this land, for his home. He also says that there is a casino. Now, even if gambling is illegal in the state, as it is in most states, right, in America, Indian reservations have different laws, so they are allowed to have casinos. Even where I live, gambling is illegal in Oregon, but half an hour from my house at the Indian reservation, there is Spirit Mountain Casino. So there's that. So don't be surprised by the casinos if you visit an Indian reservation. He also says there's a grocery store, a gas station, right? So it sounds like it has everything you need. Like you don't even have to leave the Indian reservation so much. And then he describes the powwow. It's a gathering, right? It's an annual fair. They have a rodeo. You know about rodeos already. They have a rodeo, a softball game. And it's a reunion, right? It functions as a reunion for the people of the reservation, the families, even people that don't live there anymore will come back to visit. There's lots of dancing. There are contests. They show off their regalia, right? So beads, leather, feathers, right? This is Indian Native American regalia. And he says outsiders are welcome. And they are. The reservation near where I live, they have annual powwows as well. And James and I have gone. It's amazing. The food is delicious. And it's super fun. All the dancing and the traditional ceremonies. It's amazing. Okay, now the corruption. This is a reality. This is a big deal, you guys. The way the reservations are governed comes into question sometimes. So the money being spent on tribal programs has been unaccounted for, right? So the federal government will allocate certain amounts of money, right? And it is unaccounted for. They don't know where this money has gone, but it has not gone to benefit the people on the reservation. And he says right now, $21 million is unaccounted for. $21 million. I can't even imagine where that might have gone. Okay, so the reflection. Your homework assignment, your task, in order to take in this information and participate in these ideas, I want you to research an indigenous population in your country. Okay, choose, if there are many, choose one tribe. Okay, research one indigenous population in your country. Take notes on what you find. Read at least 3 or 4 articles, you guys, in your first language or English, depending on what's available. And then I want you to use the notes that you take to describe and share the history and the present circumstances of this population with another person. Okay? I encourage you to use some pictures in your presentation, in your sharing with a friend. And I want you to include the tribes or the population's past, present, and plans for the future, or what your opinion is on their possible future. Okay, so spend some time on this, learn some new things about your own culture, and then when you come to America, you'll be able to share this with a new friend.
So now that you've met Obud from the Lakota tribe, you're gonna meet one more Native American person. His name is Virgil from the Navajo tribe in New Mexico. So let's move on to this next lesson so that you can build the skills and understanding you need to talk about Native American issues in the US.